realtor that was green that started right before COVID? Or is it, or does it matter if COVID was there or not? Because now the person that started green in the year in, right? Is that a better realtor than perhaps a realtor that started during COVID or right before COVID, a year in?
I don't think
you had everything handed to you as it go. And let me be very clear. Someone that didn't have to deal with COVID, right? They had their learning curves, and they had to learn how to hustle to become whatever they are throughout that year, right? Now the person with COVID, and we're just being honest here, right? They didn't really have to have the same hustle, right? And they made a lot more money because it was kind of handed to them on a platter, right? Really, all they have to do is make sure they have a property, and you're able to sell it during COVID.
For me,
hands down. So did they learn anything?
For me, they're in the same boat. For me,
tell me more.
Because if they only sold 2 properties in that year and then hit COVID, they're in the same boat as the guy who just got their realtor's license in COVID. They don't really know the ins and outs.
You're saying 2 properties. Do you agree with that, DT? I saw you make a face.
No.
So tell me why you don't agree with just Jerry just said.
I understand his point, but do I agree with it? No, I think I would just say something a little bit. I would just approach it differently, angle wise. I don't think it matters when you started being a realtor. My preference, let me say this, our preference is somebody who is seasoned prior to COVID.
Right. So let's push that.
The question is specific.
Right. Someone that is green that went through a whole year without COVID.
Yeah.
Is that realtor better than
green who went through a whole year without COVID?
Without COVID, right? There was no COVID because they started
2019
their first year, right?
2019, and then
right now another green person, another green realtor that started right before COVID. Mm-hmm. And basically through COVID, because the way it was, the climate, right, the temperature, everything was handed.
That's not really I don't really know that that's like a good question, because
it's a good fucking question. You were talking about on the host.
I don't know if that's a good question, because just you started in 2019. You're not telling me.
That's what I said. What
Jerry said. Did they sell 2 properties? Did they sell 20? Did they sell 5?
Hold on. Let's cut it right now. When I explained what I explained and you nodded your head and said no, you disagreed, and now you're agreeing. I just want to make sure we're on the same freaking page right now. I just want to make sure.
I disagreed because I misunderstood the question. Thank
you so much, bro.
I didn't understand the fact that you were comparing, green 2019 to green 2020.
I'm just giving, a green person that didn't have to go through COVID.
I thought you were saying a green any of those times to a seasoned,
But wouldn't the grind still be different, fellas? All right, so I'm on the other side. Wouldn't the grind still be different? Because there was nothing there for you, to catapult you. Everything you got, you had to get through the mud your first year, right? Yeah, you had to learn.
But how many properties did he sell?
That's what I'm saying. You're not telling us that. So
it's too open-ended. You're saying
if you sold 1 property, how seasoned are you?
Even if you sold, let's say you sold 2 or 3 in a year, right? You still had to grind from them from A to Z.
If you sell 2 or 3 proproperties in a year as a realtor,
in your first no. In your first year,
that's not
green. In your first year,
not a successful year.
Yeah, it's not even that. That's deeper. That's deeper, but.
Actually, you might want to reconsider your career. You might. But that's terrible. That's terrible.
So to answer,
3 properties for free. You guys are tough.
Do the math. You sell 3 properties for 200.
That's not even one in a season.
Yeah, you
sell one a season, bro.
Bro, if you sell 3 properties for $200K, and you only make 3% off that $200K, you're telling me I'm gonna feed my family off of 3% of $200K?
Listen, sometimes your first year you got to take your bumps and bruises to learn the game.
So is that a part-time job, or is that like your full-time?
It could be. But at the end of the day,
that changes the variable.
Now,
does it make?
I stand where I stand.
So does it make someone better that's in COVID, right? A new realtor in COVID, right, or started during COVID that sold 20 properties their first year, every asking price and over that whole year, is that the person that you feel like you should go with? Is that the more seasoned person?
Like I said, I
Is
consider
that the more? I mean, is that really when it's all said and done? Is that the more successful person?
I give you both people, both realtors.
It's not. It's
same
not
category. They are in the same category. They are the same selling point. When you say where are these guys at in the selling point of property,
I beg to differ.
They're the same. They're the same.
I beg to differ. You know,
how?
I feel like somebody that didn't have the COVID push.
Even through one walkthrough.
God, you can't tell me someone that I could have sold 20 properties. You know, saying fucking rolling out of bed during COVID. What does that make me? It doesn't mean.
You sold 20,
tell me how not really.
If you sold 20 properties during COVID and you did one walkthrough, how are you not the same person? What are you doing?
It would be 20. It would be 20 walkthroughs. I mean, it wouldn't.
You didn't do real walkthroughs in COVID.
But that's my point. That's what I'm trying to say.
So, but how are you? Then how am I picking one guy that did one walkthrough?
I am saying, who do you think would be the better realtor?
None of them. That's what I just said. None of them.
One's got to be better than the other. Hey, listen, just because both teams are bad, somebody's got to win the game, right? So I'm asking you. I'm not asking a season or anything like that. I know
it could be a draw, like soccer or some shit like that.
I don't draw, bro. Let you know. First of all, you're asking a question. And you're creating an analogy that there's not enough specifics to like really make a pick a side type of thing, right? If you have somebody who sold 20 houses